Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week, I wanted to talk about reclaiming your hobbies. This has been a bit of a contentious thought for me because I have spent the last 5 or 6 years being very focused on making money, trying to build a business that is sustainable. And through that, I've kind of turned my hobbies into business ventures. And that is a very dangerous way to really move forward creatively. I think that it's very important to always have some kind of creative outlet that you don't intend on making money off of. And, you know, if it happens, that's great, but not something that should really be focused on as like a money-making opportunity. What I mean by this, and this is a very personal example, obviously, but initially I was just making music, which is great. I dabbled in video games and that was fun too, but then all of a sudden I was like, well, I can make games too. So I started making like Color Jumper and Death Drives a Bus and Pandemonium and all these other games. And, you know, that started turning into a business venture. And then it's like, well, I like making sample packs. I can do that. That's fun too. And then all of a sudden I was making a sample pack every month, as well as like a mid-month sample pack. And then I was like, oh, I can monetize this. And so I started a Gumroad store. And it's just like all of this stuff where it started as kind of just a fun hobby that I did either for my own enrichment or my own like learning and knowledge and all this other stuff. All of a sudden became this thing that I had to do to continue the engine of my business. And that's not a bad thing. But I ran out of hobbies that I did just for fun. And that is the bad thing. Because like, what if I just wanted to sit down and I wanted to make a game just for fun? Like I had an idea and it's like a simple, stupid idea, but like, well, how do I sell this? Like, what would I sell it for? How can I make this marketable? Like, what kind of gifts could I post online while I'm developing it? It's like all of this stuff just piles on top of each other. And it's just so exhausting to just like think of a fun idea and just be bombarded with all of this extra baggage that comes with building like a product. And that's not a good time just in general. And excuse me, you know, there's like no easy way around that aside from starting to draw some hard lines in the sand as to what should be for your own fun and for your own entertainment and what should be something that is more related to business. And I'm still trying to figure that out. I still obviously enjoy making money and being sustainable as a Tallbeard Studios LLC, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything I do like personally has to be funneled into that LLC. I think that's really the problem. And I think game development for me is that the tie that I'm going to cut and stop making it something about making money, because I love games and I love making games. And I really feel that making a game is such a huge investment of time that trying to monetize that is just exhausting, because it's not just, releasing the game. It's also marketing the game. It's also ensuring that like streamers and other influencers have access to the game so they can also play it and hopefully like spread the word. And it's just, all of this is so tiring. And I mean, a casualty of this, like I mentioned, like I don't even make sample packs anymore because I got burnt out on it. And that's unfortunate because I enjoyed making sample packs. And it's one of those things where if I feel the urge to sit down and make something, I'll post it on Gumroad and I'll do my normal spiel for it, but it's not something that I'm going to do regularly anymore. It's just like, I'm going to do it when the whim hits me. So that's kind of a hybrid between a hobby and a business there. But I think for game development specifically, like I really like what I did with Death Drives a Bus, where I released it for $1. And if people want to pay more, they can pay more. But I think that unless the game has a huge scope, I think that having like these small scope games for a reasonable amount of money, like $1 is like, it's attainable by anybody. And I think that that's important. Because like all I want to do is I want people to like experience the art and have fun with it, and like have an experience and have like an interaction with these ideas and these things that I made. And if people like it, they can find more of the things that I made. They can support my music, they can support, you know, the game, or they can like spread the word and all that. But just like, it's just so exhausting just being like, I need everything to be monetized. And maybe that's a position of luxury. I'm not really sure, because, you know, I have my day job. I don't need to focus on any of this. I could give away all my stuff for free if I wanted to, but that's not fair either, really. Like, I don't know. I think that it's just important to find that balance for you. But in the end, the whole point I'm trying to make here is, in the end, you should find something that you do for fun. And you don't try to make money off of it. Like the woodworking that I've been starting to do, like the construction and making smaller objects for my wife. Like, I don't really ever plan on monetizing that. I don't plan on building an Etsy shop and being like, oh, here's my Purple Heart wood carving of a thing. It's like, no, I don't, first of all, I don't feel comfortable with my skill level to actually sell anything on that yet. But even if I did, like, I don't want to turn that into another job. I just want to have fun with it. And I think it's a good way for me, if I'm burnt out with making music, or if I'm burnt out with making games, I can go into the shed and I can like make something. And I've done that before, and it's really satisfying and enriching to be able to just be like, okay, these are some things that I've wanted to do for a while, but I don't really know how to do them. And then, you know, you go out there and you figure it out, and it's satisfying to have something done at the end of that session. And I don't really want to monetize that. So, yeah, I guess, just be aware of like what you're doing for fun and what you're doing for profit. And, you know, you can have a hybrid there. You can have fun and also make a profit. But I think that there's some things that you should just retain for just fun, and not worry so much about monetizing everything you do. There's a whole nother conversation there relating to like NFTs and Web3 and all this other garbage, but that I'm going to reserve for never, because I don't really want to talk about that unless somebody really wants me to talk about it, and I will. But it's just more important to find the fun in life instead of trying to monetize every interaction you have with other people. So, okay, thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. I genuinely do appreciate it. I hope that you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you in the next one. Be remarkable.